I believe this is day 3 of Kyle being on vocal rest. So, you still can't talk, or can you talk?
Still no voice. But I'm here and happy to be here.
I think it said, but I'm here and happy to be here. Yeah, I got you.
Good. Well, we're glad you're here. I'm really glad you're here. I have like a comfort level. Like if I look over to the right and she's not there.
Totally. I feel
For sure.
Then I have to start singing the Bieber Ghost song. If she's not there. I have to tell you, remember I was telling you guys how I kind of fell in love with this Volkswagen called the Atlas, right? So, and I took an Uber to the airport and they picked me up in this Atlas. And I was like, what is this car? I'm like blown away by this car. Like Volkswagen's done a really bad job advertising this car, I think, because I think it's fantastic. And I got no ties to Volkswagen. I'm just telling you my honest opinion. And I'm not a car guy, so I don't know anything. If someone starts sending me reports going, oh my God, they're bad or whatever. To me, I thought this car was great. And I kind of have like a fancy car. So I was talking to my wife and my kids at one point. I'm like, I would totally get this Atlas and, step outside of my ego. Let my ego go. And I'm like, so I've committed to that. So yesterday, I went to the Volkswagen dealership and looked at Atlases, right, and the different kinds they have, and test drove a couple of them. And they have an Atlas Sport. It's called like a Crossfire or CrossFit or something like that, right? And I was like, I'll take it. I'll just do it. If I just give you this fancy car, and can I get the Atlas? And they were like, yeah, sure. So when they started working out the prices, which the Atlas is inexpensive compared to my car, turns out, so I bought my car in the end of May, right? Mm-hmm. And when I drove off the lot, apparently the price cuts in half.
What?
So now my new car isn't worth what it was when I paid for it. So I'm like, whoa, hold on. I'm not going to lose my ass for an Atlas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'll continue driving the car that I'm in. I will continue to be a baller, I guess. I'm trying to lose
now
my
you just
ego.
like the Atlas.
And I'm just like, I'm going to get personalized plates that say no ego, or I might wanted a Volkswagen, wanted a VW. I don't know, but I'm like, forget it, man.
That's wild. It cuts it in half because it's like, obviously, when you drive your car, it depreciates in value. It's like not a good investment, but for it to get cut in half as soon
Something
as you
like
get
that.
off the lot is insane.
Yeah, man. I'm like, I'm never buying a new car again, man.
It's the same. It's like you just got it this year. It's not that old.
Right.
That's amazing.
4 months ago. It's a 2022. I got it in May, whatever May was. I mean, end of May. Like it was like May and then June. Like it was like that
recently
weekend.
this May? Like
Yes.
of 2022?
Yes.
What?
Yeah,
June,
so
July,
I'm like, forget it. I mean, I would still save money. I mean, I would still save money, I think, if you want to call it that, but I would also lose a ton of money if I did it. And I'm kind of like, I'm only doing it because of my ego. I'm like, everywhere I'm driving, I'm pretending I'm in the Atlas, and I get out of the car kind of shoulder slouched over. And then I'm like, dude, you stand up proud. It's okay, you're in a Volkswagen. Come on, my parents had a Volkswagen. Come on. I'm just being honest with myself. Come on. And I'm like, I can do it. And anyway, the energy or the forces or the spirits that are out there are telling me no, you're going to be a baller.
You must remain a baller.
Yeah, you got to pull up, and people are going to look at you when you get out of that car. That's what I'm dealing with right now. We did this podcast, the Afterwards podcast, right? We had the cast of a movie called Bros. I don't know when it comes out. 2 weeks? September 30th, okay. And we had the cast in here. And it's funny because for us, for Rich, Kyle, and I, it's something we've done a million times where we have a cast here. But Peyton, you've been with us since the pandemic. And
Yep.
So this was something that I noticed it was a little different for you.
Yeah, I've never experienced anything like that before. And especially like not in this room. So it was cool. There was a ton of people and it was a really fun podcast. Like everybody should listen to it for sure. It was good, but it was totally just a different vibe and it was like super cool. I don't know. It was just like made me super thankful and feel really blessed for like what I'm doing, cause I know
cool.
A lot of people don't get the opportunity to do that. So I kind of like got to go home and tell my family about it and my boyfriend about it. And it was just like, what is my life? Like it was one of those moments, so I have those all the time, but definitely this week it hit hard. So
that's cool,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
because we just sit here and do it. Don't
it's
even
like
think twice
over.
about
It's
it.
on to the next episode. That's really cool that you have that take on it.
Yeah,
That's refreshing, actually.
No, it was dope. And I mean, we've interviewed like big time celebrities over Zoom. Like, I remember we interviewed Ice-T, and I freaked out because, like, Ice-T's huge on Law & Order. That's the whole reason I went into my degree, to be a criminal justice major. So, like, I was fangirling in that moment. But, like, I'm sitting here, and we have freaking Timon from Lion King. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're in the same room as Beyonce? Like, how does she smell? I wanted to ask all these other questions that had nothing to do.
Oh my God, I forgot he was in Lion King.
Yes, he was Timon from Lion King, the new one, the live action movie. Like, wild to me.
Oh,
So
that never
crazy.
came up, did it?
No, it didn't. And it was in my back of my head the whole time. I'm like looking at him. I'm like, how does Beyonce smell? Please tell me.
Well, I bet you they weren't even in the same room together.
I think they did a red carpet. I think that there was like, I looked up something, so that's why I wanted to ask.
Oh, well, the podcast is on our Afterwards podcast. Is it Afterwards? Was it Afterwards? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the movie Bros, and Billy Eichner is in it, a guy named Luke McFarlane. They're the stars, and we had the cast in here, and we talked to them, and it was fun.